Hello, Gene Schwimmer here. Welcome to today's vlog. It is now Thursday as I'm recording this. You're seeing it on Friday, 2 days after the election. We are still waiting for results, still waiting for votes to be counted. There have already been, as the Trump administration said they would do, or the Trump campaign, have been lawsuits filed in Pennsylvania for one, Michigan, other states, Wisconsin, I believe, I think even Nevada too. Lots of lawsuits out there, but there is also a lot of fraud out there. There's no doubt about that. So much fraud, just exposed in the last 2 days, that I could do a 1 hour vlog or more easily, just listing them. I'm just going to give you some, well, I don't know if you call them highlights or lowlights, but I'm going to give them to you. But first I have to make a correction, which is that I reported yesterday, I believe it was, that there was a complaint or there was a story about votes in votes in Arizona being invalidated, not going, legal proper votes not going through because people or voters at certain polling places were given Sharpies instead of felt pens or some other kind of pen to fill out their ballots, to, circle and fill in the little circles. That turns out not to be true. So I'm just retracting that story or correcting it. I mean, I would just repeated what I was reading, but the Arizona Secretary of State said that that story is completely false, so I just wanted to correct that. Now, the fraud, as I said, there is so much of it. I'm going to start in Michigan. I'm going to show you a video now that you can see, hear for yourself. Project Veritas. Veritas is Latin for truth. It's founded and run by James O'Keefe, and all he does, all that organization does, is send undercover people with hidden microphones, hidden cameras to tape Democrats and liberals basically just being themselves, saying what they would not say in public. So talking about dumping legal ballots, talking about skewing search results, and also whistleblowers coming forward, which is what I want to show you right now. In the video that you're about to see, it's a disguised voice of a whistleblowing postal worker who is telling O'Keefe that well, watch for yourself.
Tell us where you work.
I work in the Traverse City Post Office, more specifically the Barlow branch.
Your boss told you and your colleagues something that shocked you this morning. What was it?
We were issued a directive this morning to collect any ballots we find in mailboxes, collection boxes, just outgoing mail in general, separate them at the end of the day so that they could hand stamp them with the previous day's date. Today is November 4th, for clarification.
Who is your boss, and what is his title?
Jonathan would be a direct supervisor, yes. As of right now, he is the opening supervisor for the Barlow branch post office. So and this is anecdotal, carrier down in another office said they watched the postmaster doing it. If it were just a typical day, it would be clerks doing it up at the distribution center.
So 8 p.m. election day, November 3rd. The Court of Appeals ruled ballots have to be received by that time. And what were you told?
To separate them today so they could mark them with yesterday's date and send them through the express system to wherever they needed to go.
This appears to be an attempt to circumvent Michigan law and allow late votes. And you said there was a hamper where letter carriers were supposed to leave their ballots. Where are the ballots now?
They were putting them into express bags to go to the distribution center. In regards to a hamper, there was a standard hamper that all letter mail is supposed to go to, and they had a tub next to it that we were supposed to put any ballots collected today into. Yes.
What made you come forward?
That's sketchy. I don't like sketchy. It screams corruption. Also, knowing the post office's leanings politically, it didn't seem quite right.
What is your message to other postal workers who see things like this?
Report it. How are we supposed to have any integrity in this country if we are just going to let things slide based on a scaling issue?
Are you afraid of retaliation against you?
I've had whistleblower policies backfire on me in the past, so yes.
We'll have to reach out to Jonathan Clark for comment. Hey, is this Jonathan?
Yes.
Hey, I'm a reporter with Project Veritas, James O'Keefe here, and I have information that you guys have been stamping ballots with the previous date, November 3rd. He just hung up the phone on me. He just hung up the phone on me.
So you just heard what that postal worker in Michigan said, that he had been ordered by his supervisor to segregate ballots coming in late because ballots coming in after Election Day, November 3rd, by Michigan law are not to be counted. And him being, well, not just him, but postal workers being ordered at least this one facility to segregate votes coming in late, ballots coming in late, and hand stamp those late ballots with the date November 3rd to turn illegal ballots into legal ballots. And then you just saw O'Keefe call the person who was named by the whistleblower. That person immediately hung up. Now there is a development since that video. I'll put up this tweet here from James O'Keefe, but here, oh, by the way, 7 million people watched that video, the one that you just saw. So here's a tweet from James O'Keefe. Project Veritas has been contacted by a special agent within the Office of Inspector General for the United States Postal Service who is aware of our video, believes the allegations of wrongdoing fall under their jurisdiction, and they are assessing whether an investigation is appropriate. So this special agent, others I'm sure saw this video, they are taking it seriously. And that is just one example of this rampant voter fraud by our Democratic friends to help Joe Biden. I mentioned the other day that this is again about Michigan. It's at least 100,000 ballots coming in from one part of Michigan where 100% of those votes were for Joe Biden, not one single vote for Donald Trump, which can we agree is a little bit unusual. But it doesn't just stop there. Staying in Michigan, here is another video of an observer in Michigan at a vote counting facility. Nothing for me to say. Watch the video.
During lunch.
I got you.
So
okay.
we'll
All
see.
right. And what have you seen?
I've seen ballots that don't belong to anybody. They don't show up in the voter registration. There's no name attached to them.
And what are they doing with those ballots?
I'm challenging them, and
Okay.
they're supposed to put them in a box to be then re-evaluated. But then multiple ballots that have several different numbers. One person with different numbers. We have whole lists of them. We're writing everything down all day long.
So are they improperly filled out and you're looking to disqualify them?
Yes. If they're improperly filled out, if they have no name, if they don't have a home, or if the person was born in 1921 but registered to vote in 1900, that kind of doesn't make sense.
So, but that's not on the ballot. When you vote, your ballot is just the balls and what you have on there. What are you seeing? Are you seeing people's registration forms?
Yes, we are.
So on the tables, you have the ballot, and then you are able to see next to them
on a computer screen.
On a computer screen, whose ballot that is.
Sometimes the ballot itself has no name, but the ballot is filled out.
Okay.
And then if we go into the registration file, we find the person that has been was born in 1921, and it's just there's a lot that's not right.
What's wrong with being born in 1921?
But registering to vote in 1900, 21 years before you're born.
So there you have example 3. I just told you 2 a minute ago. Now you have the third example of this voter fraud in just one state. That's Michigan, but that is by far not the only state. Here's Wisconsin next door, another state that was declared for Joe Biden. 7 Milwaukee wards report more 2020 presidential votes than registered voters. And then Biden nets 146,000 votes in the city. What you're seeing is certain areas of the country where you're getting more votes than there are registered voters. There is also an example. Richard Grenell was on TV earlier today announcing a lawsuit claiming to have proof that in one state there were a number of voters who were not legal residents of that state voting. Then there was Rudy Giuliani announcing a lawsuit, Pam Bondi in Pennsylvania announcing a lawsuit. Hers is especially interesting because legally, the Republicans have a right to have somebody observing the vote count. They were kept 30 feet away from the vote count. They went to court. The judge ordered that facility to immediately let Pam Bondi and her chosen colleagues to go in and stand no farther away than 6 feet from the observation. Obviously, because of the coronavirus, the 6 feet from the vote counting to watch the count. They were still denied entrance, even though they had an order from a judge. They had to call the sheriff to force this facility to let these observers in to exercise their legal right to observe the vote count. I don't know, as I'm recording this, how that turned out. I hope that they got in there. It's amazing how many ballots are suddenly being found, and they're almost all for Joe Biden. What an amazing coincidence. But it's no coincidence that I really appreciate everybody spending your time with me. That's deliberate. I really do appreciate your spending your time with me. If you could also give me a thumbs up if you like this video, that would be really great. Share it with anybody you think would also like it. You could also put comments and questions and suggestions for future topics in the comments section below the video. You could subscribe. I love getting subscribers. You could also watch my music channel. I'm putting a link in there. It's my original music. I invite everybody to come and listen. But most of all, I invite everybody to come back and see me again. I look forward to seeing everybody again. And until I do see everybody again, bye.